For both Mr. Milch and Mr. Watts, both Verizon and AT&T have defended their text messaging price increases on the grounds that both companies made independent decisions in response to market conditions. Yet neither of your companies has made any effort to undercut your competitors on price. A brief review of the history of these price increases makes this very clear. Why did neither AT&T nor Verizon resist these per-message price increases, or at least raised your price increase by less than the other one, in order to undercut your competition, and which is what we always do in the marketplace, and try and gain market share? This is the way businesses normally compete, particularly when you offer fairly identical services. So why did you each go up by the same amount? Why didn't you go up less than your competitor and get some business by so doing, Mr. Watts?
There are a number of factors to your question, but let me first point out that there was not a coincidence in time in the price changes, and while you constantly hear the suggestion that these occurred simultaneously, it simply isn't the case. Most importantly, in looking at how the wireless world operates from a competitive standpoint, there are many, many places where each carrier hangs its hat to differentiate itself from its competitors. Ms. Itkin, for example, pointed out that her company has all-you-can-eat plans, and that's a perfectly fine plan for them. They've made a business decision with which they're comfortable to try and grow their business. We have looked at a variety of places where we've chosen to compete. We want to make sure a couple of things. One, there's not a plan out there where we don't have a competitive price. And on a per usage plan, where you're paying a price per message, we have a competitive price. It's a price that is not undercut by our competitors. We have focused our attention in many cases on places that really move the needle. As I said, less than 1% of the text messages are sent by customers on a per message pricing basis. We've focused our attention on the other 99% where we've made enormous strides to lower the prices and compete very aggressively both on the voice side, the text side, the message side, the video side, the phone side. You go on and on and on. And that's where we have focused our efforts to differentiate ourselves in this particular wireless market.
Mr. Milch.
Mr. Chairman, from our point of view, the decision that a customer makes to go with Verizon or AT&T or T-Mobile or Leap for that instance is a complex one. It involves quite a few variables. It doesn't just involve what is the price for pay-as-you-go text service. So you're talking from issues that range from what kind of phone did you have, what are the various voice plans, what are the data plans, what kind of apps can you get on the phone. It seemed to us, Mr. Chairman, that the issue of whether we would be able to undercut AT&T or T-Mobile or Sprint or anyone else on the pay-per-text part of our service and thereby attract customers away from one of our competitors is very doubtful. So the notion of certainly competing on a series of price issues and a series of differentiated service issues, phone issues, plan issues is very alive and well. You just need to go up into any store, look on the internet, and see all the different kinds of plans as the various carriers try to compete with one another. But as focusing on this part of the market, this less than 1% or 1% of all the text messages that are at issue, and believing that this is going to drive the competitive needle, that was not our marketing judgment, Mr. Chairman. So if we were to cut the price, we don't think we'd attract anybody to our market, because if they're a heavy text user, they're not paying 20 cents a text. They're in a plan, they're paying a penny a text. If they're a light text user, why would they change carriers based upon the pay-as-you-go text price? So, Mr. Chairman, we don't believe as a marketing matter or as a competitive matter that this is a focus where we can draw customers away from our competitors.